Feminists want us to accept in the locker room and call it progress.
We're a league that welcomes everyone.
The WNBA is holding an emergency meeting this week to figure out what the W in their name actually stands for.
I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint.
Looks like they're going to have to finally define the word woman, the W in WNBA. Maybe they should invite Tim Walz to the gathering since he's already the national expert on stocking the boys' bathroom with tampons. He's the only man in America who thinks the most important part of a middle school football game is making sure the quarterback has access to a super absorbent Kotex. Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White both declared for the 2027 WNBA draft because they finally found a league where they can actually start.
It's official. I just declared for the 2027 WNBA draft in April.
They spent the last month studying the WNBA's eligibility handbook and found out that the only thing standing between them and a championship was a change in pronouns. Enes told a reporter that he's ready to put on a wig and show the world that his jump shot is as effective in a sports bra. The WNBA commissioner had to send a memo to teams explaining that self-identification of being a woman might need a footnote this year. The players' union immediately fired back, saying they don't want to be used as a political pawn, a political football, while they literally advocate for a policy that would turn their sport into a retirement home for male basketball washouts. It's a bold strategy to save the league by letting men who couldn't make the bench in the male NBA dunk on girls who just want to play basketball.
Now, Nancy, you did a great job sitting there defending yourself after your interview with Omar Jimenez from CNN News after he debated you. But here's the problem with what you're saying now is it isn't just about NBA washed out old men. You could get 8th grade boys to compete in the WNBA and they'd kill. They'd crush it. You could get high school basketball players that didn't make the state championship team or weren't in the state championship playoffs, and they would still smoke the WNBA like a cheap cigar. That play is less than par. I mean, it is subpar if you just sit there and watch it. And then you bring a talent like Caitlin Clark or even Sophie Cunningham to the league and throw some excitement into it like it is. And you've got these jealous, prejudiced, racist lesbians that are holding down this league. You guys should clean up the league or just scrap it. But Nancy, come on, what are you talking about? Washed up old men gonna go play in this league and dominate. Boys could dominate in this league. Young men could dominate in this league. You gotta stop reading these talking points that these clowns you have working for you are giving you. You're almost disappointing me a little bit. Come on, you're better than this.
Meanwhile, Dejounte Carrington clotheslined Sophie Cunningham and then went on Threads to complain about Sophie's white privilege. Imagine that. Carrington did this while wearing a platinum blonde lace front wig that looked like it was stolen from a Barbie doll. She's out there rocking the hair of a white woman while claiming that the girl she just assaulted is the one with an unfair advantage. Sophie Cunningham took the hit to the head hard and told reporters it was just a good way to get Carrington thrown out of the game. Sophie's got a chin made of steel and a sense of humor that Carrington clearly cannot handle. Carrington was so busy playing the victim card, she forgot she was the one who launched a flying elbow into the young woman's face. Apparently, if you're white, getting hit in the face in the WNBA is just a form of historical reparations. Picture the boardroom where the WNBA will decide to commit assisted suicide. You've got a room full of executives in their boxy power suits trying to look inclusive while their sport gets hijacked by a man who's 6'10" and identifies as a shooting guard. Enes Kanter Freedom walks in the boardroom, raises his voice 3 octaves, I imagine, and says, "I'm not a center, I'm a sister." They'll tell the board that their anxiety is gone because they finally feel like they belong in a locker room where they're the only ones who can touch the rim of a basketball hoop. One executive, I imagine, will lean over and whisper that they can't say no because they already spent the entire marketing budget on a pride flag made of recycled hemp. They're so afraid of being mean to mentally ill men that they're willing to allow biological men become the new face of female empowerment. Imagine the locker room after the WNBA draft. You've got these women who've been training their whole lives, who fought for every scrap of recognition, and now they're sharing a shower with men over 6 feet tall. The coach will walk in and tell them that they need to be more inclusive.
We are an inclusive league.
As their rights are being stripped away. But here's the part where we stop pretending. You cannot defend women while you're replacing them. You cannot claim to protect women while you watch their sports get dismantled by mentally ill men. We've reached the point where the people who claim to be the most compassionate are the ones who are most willing to sacrifice vulnerable girls on the altar of inclusivity. They want us to believe that a man's feelings are more important than a woman's physical safety. You can't build a society based on lies just because the truth makes liberal white women feel uncomfortable. If you can't tell the difference between a female athlete and a male athlete in a wig, you're a pallbearer for the death of common sense. If you're more offended by the truth than the injustice, you should be on a suicide watch.
I'm all about women, little girls deserving to play, and that includes trans women.
We're watching the erasure of women in real time, and we're being told to applaud it while it happens. If we cannot define women, we cannot protect them. So to Ennis and Royce, welcome to the league, boys.
Great save, Nancy Mace. You make such excellent points right there at the end. This ridiculousness about being on suicide watch because they feel like they're being targeted or attacked. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with these people? We need to open mental hospitals up for these weak and infirm thinking people. This is so embarrassing. I can't even believe that we're listening to this. But Nancy, you had to make a point. I think you did a great job of it. Great recovery. Excellent recoup. Now, as far as this message goes, I don't know what else to say other than the WNBA is going to have to make some real strategic moves. Good luck. Thanks again, Nancy Mace. Subscribe to the channel and leave us a like if you wouldn't mind. Have a great day from American News Network and Frankie Zaza.